Hi, I'm Bob Coors. I'm going to be talking about the Shoes and Coats for Kids Fund. The way the Shoes and Coats for Kids Fund got started is back around 2000. There were a group of coworkers, and it was around Christmas time, and we wanted to do a dance as a fundraiser and give it to a worthy cause. And so when we were calling around and finding out different groups that we could donate to, I came across Sandra Frank, who at that time was the head of the Resource Council for McPherson County. And she told me an interesting story. She said that one day it was very cold out, and the Resource Council was dealing with the angel tree, and there was this little girl that came in, and even though it was very cold out, she was wearing those gel shoes, real cheap and not warm gel shoes. And so the Resource Council got together and they found out or decided that there was a need for shoes and coats in the wintertime for kids in McPherson County. So they started a fund. So that year when we did the dance, we donated to that fund. And I got to thinking, you give to a fund like that, and after it's used that year, you're starting out from zero every year thereafter. You know, it's used, it's gone, and you're right back where you started the next year. So I got to thinking, you know, if you had an endowment fund where just the interest would go to the shoes and coats, then that way the fund would be there forever. So I was fortunate enough, the Community Foundation was getting started around that time. And I found Becky Goss and talked to her and told her what I was wanting to do, and she was excited about it. So we started up the Shoes and Coats for Kids Fund. And at that time, and it's that way now, you need $10,000 in order to do a grant from a fund. But I could start an Acorn Fund with a small amount. There was a check for $200, and we started this Acorn Fund and then started publicizing it. I wrote letters to a lot of the businesses in McPherson County and said what I was wanting to do and asked for donations. And it was amazing the number of businesses that responded. I remember I was at work one day, opened up my mail, and there was a check from one of the business owners, Norland Ferguson, check for $250. And it just thrilled me. So the fund got started. We got to $10,000 and gave our first grant, which was very exciting. And what the grant did, the money went to the Resource Council, and during this time they had worked out a deal with Walmart where they could give out vouchers for shoes and coats, and kids in McPherson County could take those to Walmart and get shoes and coats for that winter. And it's just grown since then. There were a lot of neat things that happened to help the fund grow. And the thing that's amazing to me about the fund is that there were a few donations of maybe $1,000 or $1,500, but most of the donations were $25 and $50 checks. And so it's grown to it's $90,000 now, because the market has been down a little bit this year, but $90,000 from that $200 check. The fund's important to me because I love kids. I mean, kids are the future of our country and the world. And I've always had a soft place in my heart for children. And it's just amazed me how people have come together and supported this. My hope is at the end, there's no need for any shoes and coats for kids in McPherson County. McPherson County is so rich, and it's amazing that there's still this need for shoes and coats for kids.